Okay, so the water break is over. We're almost all set to get back underway. It's Singapore 0, Thailand 0. This is the bronze medal match in this round one of the Hockey World League. And it will be the ties that get us underway again. I think Singapore will get done like they did in the opening few seconds with that big scoot forwards. However, it is Singapore that have been in the slight ascendancy. It's the ties that have been hanging on, trying to create an opportunity here and there when possible. Norman, we were just talking through that water break, and you were saying and mentioning about Singapore needing to maximise and utilise the width to get behind the Thai defence. That's what they need to do, isn't it, to break them down?
Yes, exactly. Because if you can see from here, they are really packing the central channel. So anyone can tell you that we need to go to the side channel, right or left channel, and baseline to stretch them, because they are like 5 meters apart from each other.
That means that there's enough cover there for them to be able to cover each other if a mistake is made by a Thai player. There's Marakan drilling it back into the centre. So that's helping that one on. However, it is the Thais that will come away with the ball. Adeswan. Old pros trick there, I think, from Pongsak, just running straight into the man with the ball. Even I know that after this week. Sabri doing well with the touch, but just couldn't take it with him. Gets back to defend well, though. That's gone in favour of the Thais. Surasak will get on this. We haven't seen much of him so far in this game. Surasak gets round the outside, but just couldn't keep it in play and nearly breaks his toe kicking the fence. That's not a good day out. You've just got to accept it.
I think they're adapting the counter attack, so I don't think he got a lot of support like he used to the last few games. So it's very good for him.
Here comes Singapore again. Adamanik, a little lay back, just asked a little bit too much there. It was a poor layoff from Adamanik. We expect a little bit better quality, but it just meant that Silas had to control the ball before he could move with the ball instead of just going in one motion with the ball.
Yes, and he actually was delaying the ball, pulling the ball back, delay the whole thing.
Chance here for the Thais. There's only 3 red shirts forwards. However, the leg adjudged to have been used, much to the bemusement there of Tanakrit.
Singapore forwards need to be smart when they are tackling the defenders, because the defenders are expecting them to stick check and get a free hit out of it. So Singapore players should shadow and not give them a free hit.
Anakan, a little soft reverse pass down the line. Ball adjudged to have gone out. There you go, a little bit of a coming together there. It's resulted in a green card for Timothy Goh.
He don't need to do that actually.
Silly foul. No need to, like you say, get involved at all.
Sometimes you make a mistake by doing that. You will provoke the opponent, and they will play even harder.
Here's Marakan again. Pongsak fronting him up. Possession kept to Faris. Faris going straight down the middle again. And once more easily picked up by the Thai defence. Kroksak helps it forwards. Tanakrit trying to create a yard for himself. It's a great ball into the channel, however, Tanakrit just couldn't keep it in play.
Yes, that was a very good ball along the line.
Possession kept. Silas. Down the middle again. There is a bit of solidity and strength there for the Thais. Surasak. Oh, Jaspal just got turned there. Good turn from Tanakrit. Looks up, drives in towards the goal and wins the second penalty corner for the Thais. Singapore have to keep their focus and concentration here, otherwise they're going to get punished.
Yes, exactly. They are playing like the last few games again.
Can't afford to give the Thais that time and space, or they will punish you. Let's see what they can do here. Clock starts back again. It's a good pullback. It's scooped forward, just pushed away by Suresh. Good save. In fact, that was his one that's in goal today.
This is one for the second quarter.
Yeah, they made the change there. Yeah.
Well, it's a good strategy because sometimes can be pressurized for the goalkeeper if you stay the whole game in this kind of weather. Very hot and warm inside the jerseys.
Jerseys, pads, they've got absolutely everything, don't they? They always say in other sports that goalkeepers are overprotected species. I don't think that that's the case in hockey because they're the most protected with what they're having to wear. And quite rightly so, when you've got somebody who's smashing one of those little white pills at you at about 100 kilometres an hour. I think you need all the help you can get, so...
It's too nice, Paul.
I'm not wrong, though, that's the thing. I wouldn't stand there and let somebody fire one of these little things at me. As Silas looks to change that focal point as Singapore look to go round the outside. Ong Jun Hong wins the hit. Jaspal. Marakan.
That is a better move.
And a better ball into the box as well that forced Yongyut to put the stick in the way. That's a poor ball, just pushed forwards from Jaspal. This is where the concentration levels need to be on top, and they were from Hafiz. That's good defending from him. Let's go from Marakan. Here's Jaspal. Has had a good tournament on the whole.
Yes, I think he's my man of the match for the whole tournament in the Singapore team.
I think as we've seen though, there's just if there's one little thing that he could just work on, it's just his distribution to keep possession and retain the ball just a little bit more. I'm not saying that it's been bad, but to take that next jump up to the next level as a top player.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen his passing sometimes not accurate.
Well, communication in the middle of the park doesn't seem to be a problem as Silas barking some orders at his teammates there. Ball smashed forwards, and that's a well won from Tanakrit. Palapat did well to get past one, but that's really, really well read. Hafiz doing very well on that occasion. And a miscontrol from Faris means that that will go harmlessly behind for a Thailand hit.
We need to be careful for the Singapore defenders. They are putting one man each against the Thailand attackers. I think they need one more to cover them in case.
It's just that extra player if there's a mistake made or a slip or something like that.
Yes, exactly. They are not steady when they are playing 2v2. Knowing this, Thailand, they have this ability to beat 1v1 in 1v1, so they are good at it.
Smash forwards, great diving challenge there from Samatep. That's good work from Palapat. Advantage played, so the Thais do come away with the ball. Ichiyong doing well just to be in the right place at the right time. Into the final 5 minutes of this first half. That's a little bit wild, does have to be said, from Sabri.
Yeah, it was a follow-through.
Didn't hold anything back there. It was a full big swing as well.
Yes, but nowadays there's no rules that they don't allow the opponent to come from behind or in front. They do blow for it in maybe 10 years, 15 years ago. They blow for, like, if you're coming from behind, they will stop you so that you're going to get hurt.
That's our time, right?
My time, yeah. But in a way, it's good. You know, we keep him safe. But nowadays, the defenders will go from every angle, which is quite dangerous.
But it does make the game more exciting, and the game has evolved because of these little rule tweaks. I mean, it's such a fast-paced game now compared with even 5-10 years ago that it's just evolving all the time.
I must agree with you, and especially like yesterday, China's goal, when he lifted the ball over the goalkeeper, that was amazing.
It's not. I've tried to find something like that on multimedia all the way across the way. It's very difficult, but I was just glad that I managed to witness what was absolutely superb, and what a stunning goal that was. When it was that flicked the ball up and just lifted it over the keeper, Suresh. An unbelievable piece of individual skill and brilliance.
And composure. You need a lot of composure.
You can just imagine what his coach would have said had he missed the opportunity. But that Chinese side does have a big streak, shall we say, of confidence running through them. They'll play a little bit later on against Sri Lanka in the gold medal match. This is for the bronze, and it's been very, very hard fought. We've only had 2 0-0s so far throughout this competition. Both of them coming in the ladies' event. Are we going to get another one here? That is, of course, at half-time. Surasak helps it into the middle. The reverse strike hits the back of the net. And on the counter-attack, Tanakrit scores in his 5th game out of the 6 games that he's played in this competition. And just when we were talking about it being 0-0 at half-time, Thailand come and totally shatter that. It's the 20-year-old who gets goal number 8 of the tournament for him, and it was a good, cool, calm finish.
Yes, honestly, I was actually just waiting for the right time because I think it was coming. Their attacks are more effective than Singapore's attack. They get into the circle more numbers than Singapore.
Well, now Singapore, is that going to G them up to go forwards and create something? It's fallen nicely, the little flick on, a reverse strike! Another stunning goal this time. It's Kendi Lee. My, oh my, oh my. You talk about instant reply. That is exactly what Singapore have done. And even the Thai coaching staff from the women's team and the women are up applauding that one. That was a stunning strike.
That was an amazing goal.
Wow. I think we might have to just mention that it could be 0-0 at half-time on a few more occasions because we've had 2 goals in the space of about a minute. And 2 very, very well taken and executed goals as well, which would not look out of place if it was an Argentina, a Holland, a Spain, or a Germany. Any of the best teams in the world scoring those goals. They were really, really well taken.
Yes, probably they have watched too much YouTube.
That's us getting back to the new multimedia. Of course, we are streaming across many, many platforms. Thank you for joining us. It's 1-1 in the bronze medal match. Singapore just with the response to draw square after the Thais have taken the lead. Oh, we're going to have another one here. Well, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle, but lightning doesn't normally strike twice. Kendi Lee trying again with that reverse strike.
But his goal actually has changed the pace of the game.
Now you just don't want half-time to come. That's how this game has just opened itself back up again. Pongsak scoops it forwards. It's a great ball. Palapat is bearing down into the D. The reverse strike from him. That's great defending. Singapore still need to keep that back door closed. That's twice they've been done with long balls straight through the middle. In fact, 3 times. Palapat losing out to Lee Chi-yong.
Actually, it was very brave of Lee Chi-yong putting his body in the shot just now. Actually, he got whacked at the mouth there.
Of course, players wearing mouth guards as well to ensure that their teeth
not all
are in place. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. As the half-time hooter goes, which means it's Singapore 1, Thailand 0. An explosive opening 90 seconds and an explosive closing 4 minutes. It's the bit in between that the two sides will need to work on in the second half.
Yes, especially Singapore team. I think they need to really have a strategy for that long balls, and they are playing with fire now.
Tanakrit gave the Thais the lead in the 32nd minute with what was a really, really cool, calm finish before Kendi Lee with what has to be a contender for goal of the tournament with a reverse strike from just inside the D meant that the keeper, Wantilam, just couldn't get there. Half-time, it's Singapore 1, Thailand 1 in the bronze medal match. All to play for then in the second 35 minutes that's coming up after the half-time interval. A very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex, where it is the bronze medal match that will see Singapore taking on Thailand. The second half just underway, 1 goal each. A real explosive end to that first 35 minutes after, well, Singapore kept trying to open the door, but it kept being slammed shut in their face by the Thai defence, who played extremely well in that first 35 minutes. Here comes Singapore, though, looking for Jaspal to fire it across goal, and the little touch from Timothy Goh just wasn't good enough. Nordin joins me this second half. Nordin, it was an interesting first 35 minutes, very technical, and we know that the Thais were looking to go from back to front very, very quickly, but Singapore still need that little bit of composure when they do get into the second half and into that final quarter.
Yes, I agree with you. I think the problem is that they are forcing through down the center, which is very difficult for them to go through. I think if they, as I said just now, if we go down the channel, they might have more space. So then they will create something.
Marakan might create something here. Well read, though, from Sataporn. Well, straight away, the second half has continued where the first half left off. Oh, big mistakes all over the place has allowed Tanakrit to go in. He's bearing down on goal. Tanakrit across the face, looking for the run of Surasak. It was unselfish play, but when you're created and that opportunity opens itself for you, you have to go yourself there, surely.
Yes, you're right. If for me, I think I will just take a shot because the chance won't come too many, and and furthermore, the other player was quite far away, and Singapore really need to do something about this because they are really working well for the Thais.
You said it. They've gone back to the way they played, particularly in the second half against Sri Lanka, in their earlier games as well, where they were a little bit sloppy at the back and just not focused enough. And that's what's affecting them now, because the Thais will look to build as well. However, it's still 1-1. It will go to a penalty shootout if it stays all square, because this is the bronze medal match. Cameraman down there expecting to get one on the head, but just bounced in front as Jaspal works incredibly hard to try and get in. That's very well defended again. Shomatep with that long scooping ball forward. It looks as though it's going to work again. The keeper's come a very, very long way. Ouch as well. He went absolutely flying into the hoardings there.
Lucky the padding was there. But good job from Singapore goalkeeper. He was very active and quick out from the goalpost.
It was a late decision for him to go for it, so he had to, once he committed, go all the way. This one making no mistakes there. Thais can get back on with things as they look to pose a threat. Nice little play from Madison. Well, you can see the arguments going on. Sabri not happy at all, but it is a penalty corner that has gone in favour of the Thais. Their first one of the second half. It's only the 5th of the match so far. So let's see what pace will be injected to the edge of the D. That's a poor pullback. It's been fired back in, but my oh my, where was the Singaporean defence there? The little flick from Pongsak should really have gone in.
Yes, the marking was very poor. As I said, they are a lot of them are ball watching. That means they are watching the ball all the time. They can't do that. They need to see the player behind. They need to see where the angles.
They didn't do that against China yesterday when they were fantastic, it has to be said. A real good account of themselves. In fact, it got to the stage where the Chinese, even though they were 4 goals up, just kept passing the ball around, trying to draw Singapore out. That's how good it was. Jaspal trying to keep that in play, but couldn't.
I do still believe Singapore needs to play with an additional man behind.
And the long ball forwards are easily cut out, though, by Sabri. That's a little bit better. Now can Singapore look to build? Hafiz finds Jaspal. Jaspal drills it forwards. Nice ball scoop forwards down the line. However, Jaspal manages to pick up the loose ball. Hafiz can get things going again. Sabri. Oh, that's a poor ball to concede because it's 2 against 1 now. And a real chance here for Tanakrit. Tanakrit skips past one, tees it up nicely. And a good goal from Surasak, who bags his 11th of the tournament. He has had a couple of opportunities, but again, it's Singapore that shoot themselves in the foot, trying to overplay and overcomplicate things. It's the Thais that take a 2-1 lead.
You're right, Paul. As I said again, they still need to put men and do the proper marking. They are playing less player than the attackers.
Well, that has given a real boost to the Thais and their confidence. Scoop forwards again, looking for the run of Tanakrit. That one just a little bit too far for him, though. Good work from Tanyiru. However, loses out right at the end.
You know that Tanyiru is also a national floorball player.
That, of course, was in the SEA Games as well. That's just gone. Not sure that will be retained in Malaysia. Of course, the host nation there has the opportunity to choose a few sports that they can introduce. There's a mistake as it's scooped forwards from Pongsak. Hafiz fires it out wide.
Singapore team must not panic now and stay with the game plan. They cannot just push the ball through and hope for the best.
Well, again, we're looking at the qualification, and initially it was 2. We were told it was 3. You've had it verified that it's 2. But if you look through the actual qualifying process for round number 2, there are the 9 teams here playing in Singapore. Whether they get the 2 or 3 slots, that will be debated later, I'm very, very sure. But when you look at the likes of in Prague, the Czech Republic, where there are 5 teams and they get 2 qualifying spots. There's one in Glasgow that has 4 teams and there's 2 qualifying spots. You have to say that something needs to be addressed here because the numbers don't really add up.
Yeah, I think what I know is they based on the standard or level of hockey. If the level of hockey is better down there than down here, they will give more sports.
Shouldn't stand or shouldn't count if it's a full competition. The number of teams that are entering are increasing year on year as well, as we're seeing the likes of Brunei, Thailand getting back into this competition, Vietnam coming in as well. So it really is starting to gather momentum, particularly here in Southeast Asia, where there is a very, very strong showing of 9 nations in the men's division. That was good work on that occasion from Norman Teo.
Now that they don't even, not only they put bus down there, they do a rabbit tackle now.
They've got the bus and the driver. As that's drilled in, it was a good ball, but the touch from Ashraf just slightly heavy. Well, the big red bus can now look to come forwards as well. That was a vitally important touch on that occasion, though, from Hasif. It's just the 2 up top again for the Thais, and again Tanakrit causing the problems. Flick forwards, easily dealt with by Suresh.
Singapore seems to losing their structure right now. They are just playing like individuals.
Yep, the shape seems to be a little bit off at the moment. Well, as we mentioned, no matter what, you do want to finish third, because if teams do drop out in the next round of the competition, the invites will go out to the stronger teams, and they won't invite a 4th team over a 3rd team. So no matter what, you have to try and win this game.
Yes, you are exactly right. Because even though if you are in 3rd position, you may appeal. If your performance is good and the score level is not that bad, you can appeal.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. So Hafiz goes in search of the equaliser. Just over 22 minutes still to play. Hafiz. Here's Jaspal. Drills it in, looks for the angle, the little nick just wide. A dive from Ashraf, just not the connection he would have wanted.
That's what Singapore needs to do. More shot at goal.
Well, he wanted the hit there, Tanakrit, not given. It's gone in favour of Sabri. That's a nice little touch as well from Tanyiru. He wins the long corner. Sabri again. Hafiz fires it out wide. Marakan helps it on into Silas. Silas loses out. Marakan tries to go through the middle. It just have been dangerous though.
Yeah, I think the ball went up too high for Jing.
Slightly unlucky there because the gap was there. But again, it is down to the interpretation of the umpires and what they deem. They're a lot closer than we are. We're sitting from our vantage point on the halfway line. Maracan helps it on. Smashed across the face of goal, and the little touch from Yongyut just to defend. Was just needed as well. Here comes Singapore again in the ascendancy. Good little turn there. Well, the flick forwards didn't make the contact. They wanted the hit. They finally get it. Silas it was that raised his arms as the battling was going on. I think it was Norman Teo that was in the thick of the action there. In the end, it's a penalty corner to Singapore, their first of this second half.
That was a good pressure from Singapore team.
They seem to have just steered their way back on track into this game.
They need to, because time is clicking.
Tanyaru was who was battling for that ball. He's run all the way back thinking he was going to defend. He's been told he's got to get back and be the injector, so he pulls it back. 7 white shirts forward, scoop forwards. That's a stunning save. A very, very good save in the end from Wanchalam.
That was a super save. I think it was maybe the fastest Sabri had flick.
It was the stick as well, not the pads. That's making it even better because he did take a little nick on the way through. Hafiz drills it out to Sabri. Sabri down the line, and a heavy touch from Timothy Go means that the chance and the opportunities slightly wasted. Well, one from Hafiz. Singapore concede possession again, though. Well, one back, though, from Sabri. Nicely played inside. Maracan looks for the reverse. Couldn't get the power on it. Easily picked off by Sataporn. He tries to clear his line. Silas picks up the ball. Lovely stick work from Silas. Maracan tried to fire it into the D. However, too many players not in the right place means that goes harmlessly away, and the hit will go in favour of the Thais. Smashed a little bit too dangerously for the umpire's liking there from Sabri.
Yeah, you need to stay calm.
There we are, halfway through this second half. Then it's Thailand that are leading by 2-1. Singapore have it all to do. We're going to have a quick 5-minute water break. We'll be back very, very soon. So the water break has finished. The last few seconds are there, which means that the teams are back onto the field of play. On the far side, on pitch number 2, it's Thailand against Hong Kong, and the girls just getting themselves ready to warm up. It's a huge, huge game for Hong Kong. If they can win that, they can really put pressure on Singapore and on Kazakhstan. Those two sides will meet a little bit later on here on pitch 1. In this, the Hockey World League. We're back underway, though, with Singapore having 17.5 minutes now to try and get themselves back into this game. They trail by 2-1, and it's Singapore straight on the offensive. Kendi Lee just trying, well, a little bit of an audacious move. His goal was audacious, that's for sure. A stunning strike right at the end of the first half. However, the Singaporean defence went to sleep in this second period, and they paid the price as the Thais capitalised. Silas smashes it into the D. Chop block, which was deemed too high and dangerous, means the hit goes in favour of Singapore. Singapore trying to use the width a little bit more. It's a nice ball played in as well. Absolutely hammered away. Anywhere will do from the Thais now. Well, the keeper, Wanchalerm, looks as though he had a little bit of an issue. The umpire stopping the game, but now play will continue. Nice little scoop over the top, looking for Kendi Lee. Well read from Hasif. Here's Marakan. Needs to lead his team forwards now. That was a little bit of a mistake there from Lee Chi-yong. Just let the ball get away from him.
Again, Singapore team allowed that pass to happen. Is still very dangerous.
Not pressing the ball quickly enough, yeah?
Yeah, the first one on the ball.
Somatep with a big scoop forwards, and again it's a long one. So let's get on with things quickly. Marakan. Tries to work the channel. Overplayed once more though. That was a little trip and the apology, and it's going to result in a card. You could say that that was slightly harsh because he's looking at the ball, didn't realise the man was there, had put his stick out to go and get it and did catch him.
Yes, but I think he did it on purpose. He knew the defender was trying to get the ball. But anyway, umpire has given him the green card.
2 minutes he'll be off for. It's a 2 minutes now that Singapore can look to capitalise, but the Thais have got 7 players dropping off to deny space to the Singapore team. Here's Adamanik. Can he conjure up a little bit of magic? Wins the hit. That's the first start. A nice ball fired back to Lee Chi-yong. Just couldn't control it cleanly. And
I'm surprised that umpire blew for that, because there wasn't any Thai defenders around him. So usually they will play the advantage rule.
And a little scoop forwards there from Kloksak. Gives Singapore possession again. Here's Silas. He helps it down the line, and another miscontrol from Timothy Goh. You know, as we just said there, he's not happy with himself.
Yeah, I think they need to stay calm.
Very difficult to stay calm, though, isn't it? When the clock's ticking down and you know you need a goal, you do panic sometimes.
Yes, exactly. And this kind of situation, usually we will let the best players in the last 10 minutes. The best players and the senior players where they are more experienced.
So the sack back on the field of play now, so the full quota is back for the Thais. Silas with the hit. Big long scoot forwards, and here is Surasak. Not happy that he couldn't keep that in play.
Thai defense is doing well, and they are playing very low press and very tight. But it's not impossible for us to break through, just that our guys are not moving well enough to break them apart.
Well, the ball makes its way onto the first level over there in the grandstand. Singapore keep applying that pressure, but the big red bus is well and truly parked. Adamanik does well. Just flicked it up a little bit too high, though. Possession goes in favour of the Thais. Big looping ball forwards. Well, the Kazakhstan ladies just arriving down in front of us. What a big game they've got. They know they must win to go through. And they've got to hope that the Thais in the women's pool do them a favour as well and beat Hong Kong. So a couple of big games coming up in the ladies tournament over the next couple of hours. Then, of course, we will have the gold medal match that will see China taking on Sri Lanka.
Yes, that game will be exciting, the last two games. And Singapore girls, they need to win the game. They just cannot hold back to go for a draw.
This is about finishing third in the tournament. It's the Thais that have the slight advantage. Don't forget, Singapore defeated Thailand 4-0 in the SEA Games just last year. A lot has changed since then. Oh, Adamanik, judged to have just fouled his man there to gain an advantage. I think the Thais' intent very, very clear here now. 10 minutes left, scoop the ball up the other end of the field and we'll look to defend.
Well, I think the Thais are playing tactically well and it's working for them. It's ugly to see a 9-10 players defending in the half, but it's working for them.
Lovely little touch back inside. An Jun Hong wins the hit. I think we've said this throughout this tournament, haven't we, at times, Nordin, that all that matters at the end of the day is the result and trying to get through.
Yes, exactly. sometimes you will not have a good day every day, you know. But sometimes when you don't have a good day, when the result comes, you should accept it.
Sometimes you play brilliantly and don't get it, and it goes the other way. Sometimes it's ugly, and you get away with it and win. Chance here, though, the reverse strike. There was a bit of contact. Play allowed to continue. Hanif tried to create his yard, and you can see there the Singaporeans arguing with the umpire. They wanted the hit there. Here's Hanif again. Faris. Nicely into the Adamanik. Just tries to lose his man, but it's good defending right at the end. But Adamanik does ever so well to scurry back and put that challenge in. He really is a tenacious little worker, isn't he?
Yes, he has improved very tremendously. I saw him probably last year just playing like B division under 17. Was average, but he really improved this year.
He really does have a little bit of something about him. And you feel that with the players missing from the Singapore squad for various reasons, none more so than injury, if they were all to be together at the same time, the level would increase just a little bit more as well.
Yes, unfortunately, we have to miss some of the star players to maybe NS or camps or something.
Tony Wrong having to get that one right. Jaspal. Here's Marakan. Nice little move from him round the back. Does well to check back and keep possession and win the hit. 6.5 minutes remain now.
I can feel the boys. They are really under pressure now.
Here's Jaspal.
So, yeah, that's the time where you need the seniors to calm them down. Even though it's very difficult situation, but the seniors play an important role to calm them down and still play on, not think about whatever.
Sabri with the touch, but it's gifted to Surasak. A goal here for Thailand, you feel, would just seal the deal. Surasak gets into the D. The little flick goes in, and that's great play, you have to say. And you can see what it means to the Thais. Well, it's that long ball forward. Singapore not applying pressure to the ball. Surasak, the veteran who's worked incredibly hard with the shot goal bound, and Adeswan it was that got the final touch. 3-1, you have to say that that's all over now.
Yeah, I think it's all over, but it's not only the goal was good, but I think the Thai play a smart game.
Begs the question, did Singapore use everything they had yesterday against China?
Yeah, maybe, and as I said also today, maybe the weather also will sometimes make your performance dip for a bit.
It will have affected Singapore, as all their games were the last games on, as they concede a hit as well. The Thais, I know that they played a couple of games in, well, let's just call it the midday sun, which of course is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when the games have been starting. So they are a little bit more adapt to this weather and the climate at this temperature.
Yes, it's important to have that experience before you play a big game under this weather.
People may be sitting at home watching or listening and saying, you're talking rubbish, but it is totally different. It drops about 10 degrees Celsius minimum, if not 15 degrees. So 45 it was in the centre of the pitch the other day. That just tells you how hot it has been. There he is on the burst. He's got the pace, hasn't he? Tries to keep it in play. Surasak, 11 goals.
He's leading and he's giving all out to save that ball.
He's not getting any younger either, Surasak, 33 years old. And he was running like that. Reminded me of myself and reminded me of you, watching you play 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably I won't run for that ball.
I think we've had this debate and conversation before, haven't we, Nordin, where you just used to love the ball. Ooh. Singapore have to score literally now within the next 30 seconds if they are going to try and get an equaliser as well. Only a hit. Pull back for Hanif. Hanif finds Sabri. Sabri back inside. Marakan, a miscontrol from him. And again, the Thais happy to, well, just have belting practice, shall we say, just getting that ball away from their goal as far as possible.
Yeah, to the goals concern, to get the goals concern, I think it's still not impossible, but not the way Singapore playing like this, turnovers.
Time is running out as well. Just a fraction over 2 minutes to go. There's that long ball from the Thais again. Easily dealt with though by Sabri. Back inside for Hafiz. Hafiz helps it on. Hanif. He's in favour of Singapore.
5 meter rolls.
Yep, that's just going to do it as well, because no matter what, they're not going to score 2 goals now in the last 90 seconds.
Not like this.
You can see the joy on the Thai bench. They're almost up in arms at the moment. They know how big a result this is and what a difference 12 months makes. The little flick forwards from Marakan. Long corner Singapore. They were on the end of a 4-0 defeat in the group stage at the hands of Singapore. They only could fight it out and win the bronze medal at the SEA Games. Singapore went down to Malaysia in the final with silver, but it was the victory against Thailand that elevated them to the final. And now it's role reversal. It is going to be Thailand that will take the bronze. Timothy Goh, Jaspal tried to fire it forwards. .30 seconds left into the D. It's dangerous. And, well, Hanif was clumsy from him, coming from behind the way that he did, knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes, and it's the defender also knew, and so he purposely put the body in between.
So with about 5 seconds to go, you have to say it's been deserved by the Thais, don't you, Nordin?
Yes, I think they play a smart game, a very smart tactical game.
Well, you can see exactly what it means for them. They are up in arms. It's a 3-1 victory that could possibly see them go through to round 2. Again, that one will be debated at a later date. However, in the bronze medal game, Singapore didn't turn up like they did last night against China. It's the Thais that will take the accolades. But it hasn't been a bad performance as a whole for Singapore, and a great experience as well for them.
Yes, actually they play okay, but it's the inconsistency. Sometimes they play outstanding, sometimes they play below average. So that's what I think they need to look upon. Yeah, other than that, I think good experience for especially the youngsters. They play very well.
Sabri coming across and taking the plaudits. As you mentioned, he's on about leaving the Singapore national team, and you just wonder if the coach won't look to try and keep him on and try and talk him back round for at least another year until after the SEA Games. Has been a fantastic ambassador for Singaporean hockey though.
Yes, he still can play another 4 or 5 years because he's only about 25. But maybe because of due to job, it's difficult for him to come for trainings.
It is very difficult when it's not a professional sport, particularly for some of these young men who have to hold down a full-time job, have to play as professionals as well. So we wish him the very best of luck, and we just hope that this isn't the end, that it's just a small hiatus and he will come back. So the game finished, Thailand 3, Singapore 1. It's the Thais that win the bronze medal. Who will win gold though? That will be decided a bit later on, as Sri Lanka will go up against the mighty China, a game that you can catch a little bit later on. In just about an hour's time or so, though, we have an absolute belter. We'll know exactly what's happening in the women's game and the women's pool, because we do know that Hong Kong are taking on Thailand up over on pitch 2. And here we will be bringing you Singapore versus Kazakhstan. Simple solution, just to cut all the nonsense out. Singapore win, they qualify for round 2. It is as simple as that. However, we do know that there are various other permutations that can happen, so make sure you stay tuned and see how that game does transpire. So the Thais, they're in 7th heaven because they've finished 3rd. They win this bronze medal match against Singapore by 3-1. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a little while's time. This is another test. You're listening to the BBC.
Test 1 2 test.
1 2 1 2 1 2. I'll be going about this level. Yep. Okay. Don't turn us on yet. A very warm welcome then to the Sengkang Hockey Complex, where a big game is in prospect. It is the final group pool match for Singapore as they take on Kazakhstan. Now, I have to mention this straight away. Thailand are currently playing Hong Kong. Hong Kong still have an opportunity to qualify. However, they are losing by 2-0 to Thailand, who have already qualified. That means that this game, it is a simple solution for Singapore. Do not lose and you will qualify for round 2 of this year's Hockey World League. Kazakhstan, on the other hand, if they win and the scoreline stays the same at the top, they will go through. That is how much is at stake here in Singapore. It is basically a must-win for Kazakhstan and must not lose for Singapore. Different kind of pressure then, Nordin, on these Singapore ladies to be able to deal with, because they have to try and sneak a goal. That will just settle the nerves, but they have to keep this Kazakhstan side out.
Yes, Paul, I think you are right about the nervousness. They need to settle down quickly. But for me, I think it's whichever team is fitter will do better today. And especially if they did their homework yesterday, like ice bath and rest properly. Because like we seen the last game, the men's team, they were a bit lethargic, not fully fit.
I think we do have to say that the ladies did have yesterday off, and as you mentioned, all the right things will have needed to have been done. The nutrition, the food, the training. And when I say training, it's just a light walk. It's that recovery session in the swimming pool, the ice baths. It does help to get you back very, very quickly.
Yes, exactly. And we had a game yesterday, and Kazakhstan too had a game yesterday. So it's quite even. And depending on who recovery faster will be on the upper hand.
So here we go then, the final pool match for the women's competition, and the final round 1 pool game sees the blue side of Kazakhstan hitting from right to left. Straight away, it's a slightly cagey start from Kazakhstan, just passing it around at the back. Singapore looking for the press. That's a nice ball played down the line, and it's a good little touch as well. Konina driving to get into the deep, pulls it back. There's the danger girl, and she gets a shot away off on target, Dominechneva. And then the ball flicked forwards, and Singapore already with their backs to the wall. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. They didn't expect this start from the Kazakh girls.
Yeah, that was crazy how Singapore defense not ready for the attack.
Lukasheva with the ball dangerously into the D. Domashneva. Oh, does ever so well. Domashneva kicked away and well defended. However, pushed back across goal. Held back into the middle, though, before Sasha does well and wins the hit. But again, a nervy start from Singapore.
In this kind of situation, it's best that Singapore get the ball out of their half and play into the Kazakhstan half rather than play in our half and maybe making a mistake.
Loratan with a little layoff. Can they settle themselves down now as Jerry Leong helps it forwards? Tiffany Ong making a run further forwards, looking for the ball as well. Good work, though, from Jerry Leong, who looks to drive into the D, tees it up nicely inside. Ivy Chan just couldn't turn quickly enough. Here's Tiffany Ong. Tiffany Ong pulls it back, but it's just behind everybody. However, flick back forwards and poked just wide. That's better from Singapore. It was good movement down the right-hand side and almost the perfectly executed move.
Yes, a very good move, and keeping the ball in the Kazakhstan half is very good.
That's well worked to keep it in play. Sabozova looking for the pace of Domashneva. She really has been a live wire, Domeshneva. Causes all sorts of problems with that pace that she can inject into the game. Full press from Kazakhstan as they know they have to go for the win. However, that was cool from Singapore as they look to play their way out of trouble. Nice little turn back inside there from Eunice Teng. Laura Tan just couldn't get hold of that. Here is Ivy Chan. Does well to keep possession. Laura Tan wins the long corner. So after a very nervous first 60 seconds, Singapore seem to have calmed themselves down. It's Uzbekistan, one of the places that they could go if they do win here, because these Kazakh girls as well will look to stop them at every single attempt. A nice ball flicked down the line. Easily picked off though by Konina. Shamadanova. Shamadanova again doing well, however loses out. Ivy Chan just tried to flick that goal by him, but the loose one picked up by Sazantova. Katolina. That's well read. Now Singapore look to come forwards again. Sasha caught ball watching and waiting for the ball to come to her. However, wins it back. And wins the hit as well.
The Singapore team should try to test the Kazakhstan defense by sending the ball into the circle few more times, like just now.
Zhou Liang out wide. Just tries to scoop it forwards. Sasha following up, it just catches her foot, so the hit goes the way of Kazakhstan. Sazantova drives all the way down the wing and does ever so well to get into a good position and win the hit. Tiffany Ong back there having to try and mop things up. However, concedes possession again. Katolina helps it in. And as quick as you like, and just steering it goal bound. Domeshneva, as bright as a button there. Gamble anticipated, and that wasn't far wide.
Yes, it was. And Singapore players are really not steady in defense.
Thailand have gone 3-0 up, so it looks as though Hong Kong's dream of qualifying for round 2 has gone. It looks as though it's all going to fall down on this game. Kazakhstan know they must get victory. A draw enough for Singapore. There would be a shootout at the end to see who would win the game, and that side would gain an extra point. However, in the grand scheme of things, Singapore are currently 2 points above Kazakhstan, and the extra point that Singapore would gain from a draw would be enough to see them go through. Domeshneva coming short, winning the hit. There's the full press. Domeshneva pouncing on the loose ball, pulling it back. The goal at the mercy of Kazakhstan, however. A good save from Lamsini. Here's Domeshneva again. She's been very lively at the start of this game.
As I said before, in this situation, sometimes you like to hit the ball out of defense to release the pressure and not play around inside our half.
It's almost like taking a little breather, get it up the other end, and then try and squeeze up further up the field of play, because that is exactly what Kazakhstan are doing here, and they pick it off once more. Very well played from them. Chepkasova. Imangalieva. Chepkasova. Good play again from Satantova, who gets to the byline and wins the long corner.
Again, ball watching from our midfielders. When Kazakhstan player make a move, they didn't follow.
They were stifled in the first half against Brunei, though, Singapore, in their last pool encounter. Did take them a little bit of time to get going, but when they did, they ran out comfortable 6-0 winners. So maybe just taking a little bit more time here as well to settle. Chepkasova. Dobrioglu looking for the run of Domeshneva. She just couldn't keep it in play, though. Nice ball fired out here to Jerry Leong, who just helps it down. That's better play from Singapore, as they look to release Eunice Teng. Good play from her as well. Lovely stick work to outfox the defender. Wins the hit. Laura Tan looks to fire it in. They look for the little deflection. It wasn't coming, and it didn't transpire from Chua Sin-ni. But better from Singapore.
Yeah, that's better. That's the one I'm talking about. You must test the Kazakhstan's defense by sending the ball in at least.
Shemardanova tries to clear her lines. Easily picked off again, though. Nice play again from Singapore as they try to work the build-up down the right-hand flank. That's a terrible ball back inside from Jerry Leong. But that's well rectified and well rescued. Very well done there from To Min. Not the best pass from To Min there, though. Just forcing her own teammate backwards. That's Betam. Nurasikin. Laura Tan. Eunice Teng. Just cuts it back inside. Laura Tan now looking to try and drive into the D. However, well picked off. Mukasheva has a little bit of time and space to move into. Konina. Good check back from her. Good challenge. She wanted the hit, not given. So Eunice Teng looks to try and come forwards, and that's a poor ball back inside from her. Satantova doing well to read it. Katolina. Nicely helped down the line. Here's Domeshneva driving into the D. Domeshneva gets to the byline, pulls it back. The wrong angle from Mukasheva. She went a little bit too flat instead of just hanging an extra half yard, and it gives Singapore a chance to come forwards. Ivy Chan, lovely stick work from her. She's skipped past 3 blue shirts that are in the way. And a mistake from Nadia means that it will be Kazakhstan ball. Domeshneva does ever so well to go on the outside, tries to fire it in. However, gets that one all wrong, the 30-year-old.
She is the danger man, yeah?
Singapore just have to be sure in the pass. Ivy Chan with a little touch round the corner. It's not a bad ball either. It's got Dobrioglu chasing all the way back. And Chepkasova, who does ever so well to just feed it down the line. Shemadanilov. A little bit too far from Mukasheva. Well, the officials pull it back. Singapore managing to hold on and hold strong here. That's at the moment. Oops, a daisy. There's a
Dive there. Was it a dive?
I think she jumped straight to her feet, so there was never any doubt that that was just a little clip of her own heels. It's Sasha. Nice ball played inside.
This is the problem with some of the national women's midfield. They tend to hold the ball a bit too long, and usually we will do back pass if we can't go forward, but they delay too long.
The pace on the ball as well when it's passed around is so important. Got to pop it to your teammate, let them deal with it. Just like that. I think the best advocates that we've seen so far throughout this tournament is China. Some of their stick play, as in the basics, have looked absolutely superb. Domeshneva, lovely turn and take from her. Skips past one challenge, tries to scoop it into the middle. However, well defended from Tiffany Ong. I think we expected the game to be a little bit like this, didn't we? Very tight, very cagey.
Yes.
So much at stake. We know that there are only 2 spots available for the women's pool with the 7 teams that entered. It's one of these 2 teams, it looks like, that will go through. Nice ball scoop forwards, however, that was an important challenge. Well, they said there was a push there. It didn't look like Zhou Liang had made much contact, but it is going to be the first short corner.
Yeah, and I think the difference is between these 2 teams, Kazakhstan passed the ball a bit quicker so that you find more space.
Right, let's see what Satantova can deliver here. 7 blue shirts in and around the D. There's the stop. However, they got that all wrong, and if Singapore get on with this quickly, which they should have done, they've got an advantage moving forwards because all the red shirts are up the other end of the field of play.
Yes, exactly. They're only about 2-3 defenders behind.
Well, missed by everybody, including Tam Wan Ting. But that was a poor ball from Dobrioglu.
And they should try this direct shot first because it seems to be going through the Kazakhstan's defense.
Here they are looking to play with it at the back again. That's a good touch from Nursikin. She loses out though. Shaimadanova tried to work the channels. Good challenge coming in there. Makasheva mopping things up. Poor ball flick forwards on that occasion though. Sabazova not keeping possession. Here's Joe Leong. A little bit of time and space to move into here. Konina chasing down, concedes the hit. Sasha just couldn't make anything happen on that occasion, but again better, a little bit more direct.
Yeah, good work from her.
Domashneva unable to keep that one in play. Joe Leong with a little bit of time and space to move into. Tries the little back pass with the reverse stick, doesn't come off, however manages to win it back. Fires it into the D. Not wanting to take the chance was Dobriogo. That's going to be a hit. And a long corner for Singapore.
If better, the ball will go across the goalpost. It will be more dangerous.
The angle, right? Yeah, that was a little bit of a loose pass, shall we say. Domashneva puts a foot in the way. Don't really know how to describe this one so far because it's been tetchy and very, very nervy, hasn't it, from both sides in an occasion.
Exactly, from both sides, and especially for Singapore team, they seems like not going to press the Kazakhstan, just waiting for to hold the ball, possession.
Well, they've earned the right to play this way, as we've said before. When you put yourself in a position, you can do exactly what you want, but you have to be careful when the ball goes to this lady, Domashneva. It's a great run from her. Checks back, tries to scoop it forwards. And in the end, that's really well done and scooped into the back of the net. Konina, it was, after all the good work done by Domashneva. But what a vital and what an important goal that could prove to be. Because it is Kazakhstan that have taken the lead in a game that Singapore must not lose. And as it stands now, it would be Kazakhstan that went through with Thailand.
Yeah. Well-deserved goal. They've been pressing Singapore defense and Singapore defense too, not really playing well.
Will that be the little kick up the backside that these Singapore ladies need? Because they have been a little bit sloppy when it's come to the defending and the way they pass the ball around at the back.
Yes, I hope so, because sometimes when you know you don't have to win the game to go through, and psychologically you will try to hold the ball and don't attack much.
Well, Singapore now know that if they don't score, they're out of the competition. So they will have to push and chase a little bit more.
Yes, they have to.
Just to give you an indication, when Hong Kong played Kazakhstan, it finished at 1-1. It was Hong Kong that won in the shootout, which is why they have the opportunity to go through as well. That just tells you how tight and cagey the affairs are. And the Singapore-Hong Kong game, that finished 1-0 in favour of Singapore. So 3 sides that are very, very evenly matched. You may say on any given day, anything could happen. Sabazova with the stop. Loratan being double teamed from both sides as Tiffany Ong picks up the ball and looks to drive to the byline. Gets there, looks to cut it back. Good solid defending.
If we need to win this game, I think we need to really block the passes behind Kazakhstan defense. They are just holding the ball.
A little bit more urgency from Singapore. You can see by the way that Eunice Teng has gone to get on that ball. And these are with the ball forwards. Laura Tan down the line. A mistake has allowed Tiffany Ong to try and play it back inside. And the shot comes in. Stunning save. However, the rebound scooped over the top, but apparently the leg was used. Well, the hit has been awarded, not a goal.
Hits one thing's leg.
Yep, Tan Won Ting it was that was just trying to flick it back over the top. She did well, but apparently just caught her leg. So it's still 1-0 in favour of Kazakhstan.
And you see more urgency from Singapore team now.
It all started with Eunice Teng sprinting to take that hit in from the sideline. However, balls like that forwards aren't going to help. Here's the goal scorer, Konina. Well, that's going to be a spot of bother here for To Lee Min. That's a green one. So fortunately, it's only going to be 2 minutes off the field of play. It has resulted, though, in a penalty corner number 2 for Kazakhstan. So they completely messed up their first one, where it was a miscontrol at the top of the D. Let's see what they do this time. Fire back in, no mistake on that occasion, drilled forwards. They said it hit the feet there of Tiffany Ong, but play continues. Everybody closes down, and the little Nick Domashnever again, just getting in front of her man and trying to guide it into the back of the net. She's definitely the one to watch. A real troublemaker in and around that D.
To me, I think Kazakhstan's the defense are the weak link. So I think we need really to get the ball up there.
What we saw in the early game with Thailand versus Singapore in the men's pool, where it was, of course, the bronze medal match. The Thais are happy to scoop it up there, battle and fight for it at the other end. And as you called it, playing smartly and playing intelligently. They lulled Singapore into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden, bang, bang, a couple of goals. Game over. So 8 minutes to go. Kazakhstan leading by 1-0. Lovely ball down the line. Time and space here for Ivy Chan. Ivy Chan, one-on-one with the keeper, gets brought down. Surely. Yes, it is. A penalty stroke awarded.
Yes, good work.
Well, the keeper is very, very lucky to get off with that. Back have it in.
Yeah, usually when they give a penalty stroke, it's either one, they give a penalty stroke and not give the keeper any card. Sasha need to stay calm.
Oh, it's a brilliant save. A stunning save in the end. Back have it in, doing well and stopping Sasha scoring.
It was a very casual flick. What a wasted opportunity.
You do have to say, though, it's Singapore that are getting themselves back into this game. It may just be a question of time, but they are starting to impose themselves now on Kazakhstan. One back again. Well read defensively from Gatalina. Bit of an air shot there, so play continues. Sasha with a little layoff. Fired in to the danger zone, however, no contact made from Nadia.
Yeah, I hope they realize that the defense is not steady. They should put pressure on them.
Oh, whistles blowing all over the place. Finally, we can get things back underway. Shorchia. Laura Tan. Eunice Teng. That's a better angle to drill it in there. It's a lovely turn from Nadia. Nadia just couldn't get the shot away. Not sure she had the power in that reverse shot to be able to do that.
She was trying to turn and get the foot from the Kazakhstan player.
So just coming up to about 5 minutes to go in this one. Can't say Singapore haven't had the opportunities. They've had the ball in the back of the net. They have had a penalty stroke. They're yet to have a penalty corner though. But it is the Kazakhs that lead by 1-0, courtesy of Konina. Scoring in the 22nd minute. There's another ball into the box. A little bit higher. Sasha will pick this up and try and get on with things, which is exactly what she does. Tries to scoop it through. It's a lovely ball. Ivy Chan! Just wide.
That's better from Singapore team.
Sharper onto the ball and sharper to react.
They should have started the way they played like just now.
You do feel if they'd have started that way, they wouldn't have conceded the goal.
Maybe because if we can keep the ball in their half, then no, it won't be a goal because it's safe. It's away from our D.
Nice ball threaded down the line. Eunice Teng popping up on the left-hand side now. Nicely back inside for Tiffany Ong. Good defending from Kazakhstan though. They forced Singapore to come all the way back out. Laura Tan fires it forwards and it's a mistake with the pass, but that's just going to be a little too much for Konina to go and chase down. Sofia losing out. Domeshneva with the ball inside. Gets it back, drives into the D. Domeshneva across the face of goal. Well, it did look as though Lamchini was trying to dive onto the ball, but she's saying no, she was trying to use a stick. The umpire on the far side having none of it, Emily Carroll from Australia. Straight away, points for the third. Short corner for Kazakhstan. This could be a real hammer blow to Singapore. Were Kazakhstan to get one now. It's a variation. It's a brilliant block as well from Tiffany Ong, who twice just scoops it away. Very good play from her. Now Singapore can look to break forwards. Trashini. That was good defending. There are moans and groans, but Hussein did ever so well there to get the full length of the stick down to stop that ball going forwards.
Yeah, good defending, but sometimes that's why we ask them to use the proper skill. She should have push rather than sweep. Because sweep you have to go down and you delay the pass. Sometimes when you push, you're going to be immediately.
A little turn around the corner. Singapore keen to get on with this with Norasikin. Thailand have taken a 4-0 advantage against Hong Kong with 20 minutes left there, so it does look as though Hong Kong will finish down the pecking order. The Thais are going to go through this competition undefeated in the women's pool. So it is going to be a second half that will be explosive here at the Sengkang Hockey Complex. It's a great run from Sazantova. Draws two defenders there to try and stop her. Just coming up to the final minute now. Not happy with her teammates and has a bit of a yell and a scream because there are no options. There, whoa. You wouldn't argue with Sazantova, would you?
No.
You can see exactly what Kazakhstan are going to try and do here. Just keep it for the remaining 40 or so seconds. Just make little angles and just hold on to the ball.
I think there's no point defending right now. I think we should just go and press them on, even though they have to attack. At least we are trying to. If not, they will just delay the ball.
There is only a few seconds remaining in this half, so I can understand why Singapore are just saying, yeah, okay, well, let's see what happens later. But that's an awful ball played out. And again, Kazakhstan coming on the attack. 13 seconds left. And again, it's Sazantova cutting in. Pulls it back. Shaimandanova into the D. And very importantly, that has just won right at the horn. Penalty corner number 4. Well, you can't say they haven't had their chances, Kazakhstan. They just haven't taken them. That's the problem. But Singapore, a little bit sloppy defensively so far in this game. And I'm very, very sure that at half-time, David Vinay from Australia, the head coach from Singapore, will be having quite a few harsh words with some of his players. Everybody forwards then for Kazakhstan. The stop, the roll, the goal. Gatolina, it is that makes it 2-0 right on the stroke of half-time. So it is a hammer blow for Singapore. And they now have not a mountain to climb, but very much an uphill task, because that penalty corner came right as the horn went to signal the end of the first half. A great time to stall for Kazakhstan. But again, a little bit sloppy from Singapore. They've got it all to do in the second half.
Yes, you are right, Paul. I think they need to step up and don't worry too much in defending, because we need the goals. You lose 4-0, doesn't matter, but at least we can score a few more goals, like, at least to equalize.
Well, they have had the ball in the back of the net. Sasha has missed a penalty stroke. but it is Kazakhstan that lead by 2-0. Bit of a hammer blow with the last touch of the half, resulting in a goal for them. So, simple equation, Singapore need to score at least 2 goals in the second half to progress through to round 2. If not, Kazakhstan will. It's Kazakhstan 2, Singapore 0. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex. This is the final women's pool game that is currently going on between Kazakhstan and Singapore. It's Kazakhstan that lead by 2-0. Equation simple for Singapore. They must score 2 goals in this second period or they will not qualify for round 2. We say that because Thailand are beating Hong Kong by 6-0. So that would mean that Thailand would go through the whole competition unbeaten, having only conceded 1 goal. But Singapore, currently sitting in second place, would be leapfrogged by Kazakhstan, as Hong Kong will lose as well. Damashneva driving into the D, tees it up nicely. Good save, and it needed to be as well from Felissa Lai. Nordin joining me in the commentary position. Nordin, that's again another sloppy start for Singapore right at the start of the half. Not what they want. Ball drilled in, lovely stop, and again another good stop from Felissa Lai.
Yes, Paul, very sloppy start from Singapore. I'm not sure what the coaches have told them what to do, but I think that should be one of the main things they should not do.
Well, they are going to have to press soon. If they don't, then they will be gone out of this competition. They did make it through to round 2 last time out. Could be very, very different here. It will see them finish in 3rd place in the women's pool with the 12 points. Kazakhstan would then go on to 13 points and go above Singapore. Thailand, well, they're untouchable with 6 wins out of 6 to give them a full 18 points. It's good play again from Kazakhstan, who seem to be applying that pressure with the full press and not allowing Singapore time to get out. It looks as though the ladies can't deal with it. Nice ball played forwards.
Exactly. I thought Singapore would do that in the second half because there's nothing to lose. They should go and join the attack and probably open up the game, but they have to. They have to get a goal.
Well, they have to. They did have the ball in the back of the net. They did also have a penalty stroke that was brilliantly saved from Bakhavadin. They've got to start to get something going, and it starts with something like that. Jerry Leong just nipping in front and picking up possession. She wins the hit. Drilled forwards, Ivy Chan with the touch. Play continues as Doblioglu will come forwards. Sabazova finds Satantova. They bought a smaller squad as well, Kazakhstan. Only 15 players. You are allowed to register and have 18 players within the whole squad. So very much trying to keep them all together. And again, looking to work the channel. Sazantova. Sabazova plays it in. It just catches the fingers there of Toli Min. Cheryl Chia firing it out, and again, more sloppy mistakes from Singapore.
Yes, they are letting Kazakhstan controlling the game. I think our forward need to work harder to pressure or chase the ball.
That was a bit of a wild one there from Cheryl Chia. Good little turn from Gatolina. Gatolina driving in. The foot was used, so it's going to be the first penalty corner of this second half in favour of Kazakhstan. And you have to say, with the professionalism and the way that they've approached this game, something could happen here. You do feel it would be a huge, huge hill to climb for Singapore to get back into this game.
I think if they score, is game over.
So let's see what pace can be put on the ball here. Sasantova to the edge. It's a good stop. Played forwards. And it's gone in. It's been deflected in. Huge disappointment then for Singapore as they now trail by 3-0. Well, it goes in favour of Domeshneva. It did take a deflection on the way through, but now all of a sudden there's a total different complex on this game. Singapore have to basically try and forget about defending and just go for this. If not, they will finish third and will be eliminated. It's not like they haven't had a couple of opportunities themselves.
No, they don't have. They have to really step up and attack. Sometimes doing a long hit will help to stretch the defense. Sometimes you will just do it on purpose so that the defense will be stretched. Then you have more space. Then you can play a smaller pass.
That's well worked from Tam Wan Ting. She wins herself a penalty corner as well. It's Singapore's first of the match, and you can hear exactly what it means to the fans. And if there is to be a way back in for Singapore, they have to make things like this count. Well, we have seen Tiffany Ong, we've seen Jerry Leong from the edge of the D, striking into the back of a net. What will happen here? Eunice Teng it will be, who will deliver this to the edge of that D. Both the aforementioned girls are there waiting, both Jerry and Tiffany. It is going to be Jerry Leong who fires it goal bound. It's a good save, but it's going to be another penalty corner, holding on to the ball and shielding it. It's a good save though.
Yeah, good save and good pressure from Singapore forwards.
I think it was you that said in one of the other games, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was when Jerry Leong stepped up and...
Yeah, I think they should try one more time.
Yep. Mind you, the one that we saw from China yesterday was something else, wasn't it? Oh, my goodness. The speed of hand, of movement, there was unbelievable. Oh. That game coming a little bit later on. It is the gold medal match for the men's division. And it will see Sri Lanka take on China. Here, Singapore need to get something. To the edge again this time. Laura Tan with the strike. Goal bound. Is deflected forwards. Pushed away to safety. Eunice Teng, who injected the ball, had the follow-up shot. However, Bakavadin in goal. The 21-year-old right up to the task. Nicole Quek wins the hit. Gets on with things quickly as well. Just overran the ball slightly. That was better pressure from Singapore, but now the danger girl has it. Damashneva. Look at the pace. Damashneva going past players like they're not there. Gets to the byline, fires it back across the face of goal. Laura Tan has to scoop it away to safety. Shaimadanova gets the ball. Pulls it back. It's a nice pullback as well. Mukasheva. She fires it in. Singapore happy just to play it out of play. Kazakhstan showing that they can turn defense into attack very quickly as well.
Yes, lucky that the defense did well and stopped her.
Again, it's a big push and a big press from Kazakhstan. Yunus Teng has to go back. There's nothing further forwards. Toli Min, the movement very static. As she tries to clear the lines but couldn't. Well picked off in the end, Gotelina. Plays it out wide, Sabazova. Tomashneva. Great stick work from her to jink past a couple of challenges. Tan forced all the way in. Does well with a little back pass there. However, it's too tight an area to try and play. And like you said, to scoop that one down the field or relieve a little bit of pressure would have been the better option. Catalina. Dobroglu. Bit of time and space. Imangalieva.
There are few Singapore defenders not doing anything, not marking or just standing down there. They should push up.
It was the Thai game where Singapore did this again, wasn't it? Where they all backed off and accepted a 2-0 defeat.
Yes.
Oh, that's well picked off. Mukasheva with the shot. Well blocked in the end.
Yeah, but Singapore are known for not having a very good tactical awareness.
Well, if
they like to play like a fluent hockey, but the tactical awareness is not so good for them.
They don't sort things out pretty quickly. They will be out. Shabazova. Well, if Singapore were pushed further forwards, they could cause problems there. However, happy to retreat again.
Yeah, but I've seen the coach trying to push the player up, but the player is not following his instruction.
Get them off then.
All of them?
Well, if you've got to start at the front, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got to just move up the field of play.
Yes. See, like one or two of them are not doing anything, so you can push up.
Here's Laura Tan. Again, they go backwards before going forwards. Here's Nicole Queck. The hit goes in favour of Singapore. Now they can move up en masse, as it were. Poor ball played forwards from Haliza. Did take a little nick though. Singapore tried to get it into the danger zone, but can't. Tan Wan Ting loses out. That's a lovely little reverse ball back inside to Catalina. She tries to help it down the line to Domashneva. That's not a bad ball, scooped into the danger zone. Just padded away. Domashneva gets the second one. Tees up Konina. Trying to drive to get into the D. However, no avail.
See how slow they build up from the defense.
Here's Tiffany Ong. Time and space to move into. Laura Tan. Sasha fires it out wide. It's a lovely ball as well. Nice little touch from Nadia. Doing ever so well, getting in and wins the penalty corner.
That's better.
Well, they have applied a bit more pressure after that third goal went in. However, it could be too little, too late.
And if you can see the attack, there's no urgency at all. They take their time, and there's no the support from midfield is very slow.
Pulled to the back, drilled forwards, deflected wide, means a long corner. I can tell you that the Thailand-Hong Kong game has finished. It finished 7-0 in favour of the Thais. So they go through with a very impressive record. And as it stands at the moment, it will be Kazakhstan that will join them. Lovely ball down the line. However, Konina couldn't take the ball with her. Tomashneva knew that she'd committed the offence there. Oh, groans again as the ball played behind Jerry Leong. The question we have to ask is, we have to ask this question with the men as well. Has the occasion got to them? Is it a little bit too big for them to step up because of the pressure that's been put on them?
I think for me the fitness also play a big role, because when I was playing maybe years ago, we don't focus on the fitness, the recovery, the whatever diet, and for some of the teams, this 6 days, 5 games is common for them. It's normal for them. Not for Singapore. We have only like maybe 2-3 years and one tournament like this. So I think the back-to-back games is not is
Something very much to learn from then, and something for the authorities here involved in Singapore hockey need to take notes of. More tournaments which are very repetitive in matches to build up the players.
Yes, they do it in Malaysia all the time. But we take part in Malaysia, especially the under 14, under 16. Yeah, we played the first few games very well. Then if we go to the second round, we lose out big numbers because of the fitness.
Very interesting to hear the thoughts, particularly as you are instructing for the FIH now as well. And, you know, all the new stuff that's going on and all the modern advancement in technologies and science and the importance of diets and things like that. It is all critical. Doesn't matter whether you're a semi-professional or a professional. If you adhere to those rules, you give yourself a better chance, and that's the key. Always trying to be better. So 16 minutes to go. Kazakhstan happy to stroke this around and go forwards when they do get the space. Makasheva. That's a lovely touch from Sazantova. Sazantova drives into the D, has options in there. Well, the reverse strike coming in on that occasion from Tomashneva. Well blocked, but it is going to be a Kazakh ball. Sasha doing well. Chua Shin-ni moves the ball across. Jerry Leong just gets dispossessed. Shai Mardanova picking it up, no problems there. Kazakhstan can change the focal point of attack. For the women, there will be 3 round 2 tournaments, which we'll touch on in a minute, as Nadia tries to play that through. Well read, though, from W. Logo. They'll be held in Kuala Lumpur, in Valencia, and also in Vancouver. So, plenty to look forward to when it comes down to the next round of this competition. Ivy Chan unable to retain possession there. And the foot used as well. W Logo. Sabazova. Poor ball up the line from her. Expected a little bit more. That's well won back though. Good play from Gatolina. She finds Domashneva. Domashneva driving into the D. There are players arriving at the back. She pulled it back a little bit too far though, Domashneva. You just see the commitment there from Sabazova to get there first and get on with things quickly. Well read from Sasha. Sasha with the ball forwards to Nadia. A little bit of a slip has gifted it to Ivy Chan. She wins the hit. And because of knocking the ball away, Mukasheva, the hit has turned into a penalty corner. And that's one of those rules in hockey that is very, very good. If there's an infringement just afterwards, they just add that on and say, oh, okay, you're going to do that. We're going to do this.
Yes, similar like soccer, if you kick the ball away, you get a yellow card. So this is a good rule.
Very, very good rule. It stops dissent and it stops players doing silly, silly things. Well, you do have to say, we said it earlier, this is going to be now or never for Singapore. So she'll tease it up nicely. The ball drilled forwards, it's looping in, and another good save from Back Aberdeen.
Not an easy save to make.
Had to watch that one as it was looping all the way down, eyes firmly focused on the ball. Good save. There's the turn. Another long corner. Now there seems to be a little bit more urgency. Oh, that was a heavy, heavy fall there for Konina. Play continues. There was a little coming together. However, it didn't look deliberate. Eunice Teng. Again, the lack of movement from the strikers.
Yes, exactly. There's no support at all. No option for her to give.
Tomashneva doing well. There's another one that's played well throughout this tournament. Sazantova really has grown as the tournament's gone on. Easily dealt with. Zhou Liang tries to keep possession but loses out again. Just a little bit too much for Sazantova. Eunice Teng concedes possession.
I think Singapore team are tired, not only physically, but mentally. They are making a lot of silly mistakes.
And the silly little errors that creep in have come back to haunt them. They were in the box seat, sitting in second place in the table. Avoid defeat today, that's all they had to do. And to be fair, if that goal had have stood that they scored, it would have made it 1-1, which would have made things very, very different. And also then with that penalty stroke, had that gone in, it would have been 1-1. You just feel that the game at this level can turn on just one little decision like that.
Yes, exactly. When if the goal stands, probably we have more confidence, and more confident, we have that energy to run.
Certainly do, because the heads will have gone down from the Kazakh girls as well, and that always gives you a boost and a lift. Tiffany Ong tries to keep possession. Ivy Chan dropping deep, played in. There's the reverse strike going goal bound, easily picked off though. Well played again, 8 minutes remain. It is going to be Singapore that miss out again. Big strong challenge there. That's gone in favour of Singapore. Tomashneva not happy with the decision at all. Well, that put a lot of pressure on Cheryl Cheer there. Zhou Liang has been one of the brighter sparks for the Singapore team throughout this tournament, driving forwards again. Eunice Teng. Zhou Liang just fires it across the face of goal. Everybody in there, no one attacking a little bit later.
And furthermore, Kazakhstan player is doing man-to-man marking in midfield, and so difficult for Singapore defender to pass to the midfielders.
I think they've got their tactics spot on today, haven't they, Kazakhstan?
Yes.
That's a lovely turn there from Tomashneva. Back inside. That's a good turn as well from Cheryl Chia. That's going to result in a green card. Iman Galieva will go off, the oldest player on the field of play at 38. Sabazova keeps it simple.
They are playing as if they are leading 3-0. They are playing as if they are leading 3-0, Singapore team.
Well, they are going out of the competition. It is as simple as that. This would be a big 3 points and a big win for Kazakhstan. Well read there again. Dobriogo, who's had a very good game today. Leong going on the outside. That's a yellow card being shown to Konina. So now, in the final 5 minutes, can Singapore really push? Only 9 players on the field of play for Kazakhstan, and with the ball going dead there, and it's going to be a hit for Kazakhstan, you feel it's going to take them at least 20 seconds to take this. We need to use that horrible word again about professionalism. You're down 2 players, you try and kill the game.
Every team is using it except for Singapore.
Leong just overrunning that one. Better pressure from Singapore. They've actually now finally all pushed up. That was well read, and it needed to be by Cheryl Chia. Nicole Kwek, she helps it on to Ivy Chan. Nicole Kwek, Cheryl Chia. Eunice Teng. Well, Leong's absolutely shattered. She hasn't had a breather in this game, and that was the wrong ball to do. It was the right ball, but Leong was... You've got to know your players again, don't you, Nordin? This is where you talk about mentally tired as well. You've got to know and understand the position that your players are in.
Yes, in this case, maybe she should have just controlled a bit more the ball pace to Leong.
Slow that pass down a little bit more, but urge her to go forwards. Laura Tan. Into the final 3 minutes then.
They are controlling the ball very well, but I think lack of ideas how to go into the circle.
Lots to work for then for Singapore. Lots of things to be done before next year's SEA Games. Of course, they will take place in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, team like Vietnam, Myanmar, and Indonesia has improved.
And let's hope that the likes of Brunei, Cambodia, and of course the Thais all join in as well, and it will make a really good 6-17 competition. So 2 minutes to play. Singapore go in search of a consolation. Good stick work again from Leong. Hit the foot, so it's going to be the hit for Singapore. Well, the 5-metre rule coming into play there. 5th penalty corner of this half. However, Singapore yet to make anything count.
Yes, a bit funny that the umpire allowed that, because she was not engaging with the ball. She was just following, but still technically that she's wrong. I mean the player.
So into the final minute we shall go. Jerry Leong with the strike, just wide, looking for the little nick there as well of Tam Wan Ting. She just couldn't get there. Big scoop was supposed to be forwards, however, it only went into the middle. Eunice Teng gets on with things quickly, tries to change the angle. Nobody getting a touch. Not from a Singapore side anyway. Fired back with the reverse from Chua Shini.
That's better. She takes shot at goal.
10 seconds remain. Is the time for one last hurrah? Doesn't look so. Kazakhstan move the ball away. 4-3-2-1 means that it's Kazakhstan that will finish second in the group and qualify for round 2. So disappointment for Singapore in this one.
Yes, I think it's to be fair that Singapore didn't really play well this tournament. So I think Kazakhstan and Hong Kong deserve to go to the second round.
So the top 2 qualified. Thailand are the ones that won the women's pool. 18 points they gained on the way. Nobody else came close. With Singapore sitting in second place going into today's game, they looked to be in the box seat. However, result here that sees Kazakhstan win by 3-0. That culminates in Hong Kong losing to Thailand as well. Means that Kazakhstan go from 4th spot in 10 points to go on to 13 and into second and qualify for round 2. It's Singapore that miss out disappointingly. Plenty to work on before the SEA Games next year. I'd just like to thank as well Nordin for joining us. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure, Paul.
I look forward to seeing and hearing from you in the future. But as it is at the Sengkang Hockey Complex, it's finished Kazakhstan 3, Singapore 0. But don't forget, the men's gold medal match coming up in a short while time. So join us then.